Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for equating your time on your forum. We are here to listen for a few opinions of factor natural disaster. The report released by the United Nations UN last year said about 30,000 people dead of the 206 million people affected by natural disaster around the world. Looking this report, we can conclude that human death in every year largely due to the disaster cannot be avoided. One of natural disaster in 2011 that contribute to the death of most of the earthquake and tsunami to start Fukushima in Japan. The tsunami that followed the earthquake has claimed more than 15,000 lives and thousands have lost of about $31 million. In the same year, Malaysia was also shocked by the landslide at home open association installed 40. Hulu Langat Kajang. The landslide which occurred on May 21 that killed 16 people. We are proud to be here today to share and again knowledge on what is the factor that disaster in the world. I would like to introduce natural disaster in the world or panel for today in forum. On my left is Mr. Muhammad Afzal Amin bin Muhammad Sofi, and they are president of Bumi Hijau Security. Irfan Muhammad Faisal bin Wan Abdullah, who is the president of Geology Security. It's just beside him. On my left is Dr. Syed Faizuddin bin Syed Adnan, who is the president in St. John. They will be sharing their opinion on this matter and that frequently cause the disaster in the world. Mr. Afzal, in your opinion, what is the main cause that increase to natural disaster?
Thank you, Mr. Azim. Okay. There are many reasons that might become the factor that increase cost which result in natural disaster. Global climate change is occurring almost every year. The effect of the phenomenon that is interest to us global climate change is happening is the impact of the sudden increase of the greenhouse gas in the atmosphere, caused by the rapidity in the manufacturing, logging, agriculture, transportation and other industry in the world without the balance of the environment. This is turn has contributed to increase in the gas and directly increase the temperature of the earth. Increasing global temperature will melt the ice cap and snow Arctic. And when this happens, the sea level will rise. Even further, flood that occur in the archipelago such as Fiji and the Maldives. Genesis flood not only destroy properties, even claim human life. Social activity of the country, thus the vibrancy of human activity, may accurate the situation. Should be monitored and careful planned, especially in industrialized countries.
Thank you, Mr. Afzal. That was great ideas or factors that increase to the natural disaster. How about Ivan? Do you think of many other factors that you think should be the cause of natural disaster?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for Mr. Azim. Other causes that contribute the occurrence of natural disaster is caused by human activity that use natural resource savagely without control. Emission of carbon dioxide by 600 million vehicles worldwide and rampant deforestation contribute to occur of more layer depletion, global warming, and so on lead to occur the disaster caused by climate change as rising temperature and extreme cold occur daily in many parts of the world. The phenomenon of hurricanes and large flood occur unexpectedly. Although there are geographic information system and telecommunication control applicate in the world, it cannot accurately predict the occurrence of a disaster that will happen. Areas that have never experienced earthquake, tremor also felt the effect of concern to public. For those who have been hit by the disaster also caused to rebuild the affected area is very hard. So it can clear that natural disaster bring disaster to the victim, and this issue need to be studied in greater depth in order to avoid more serious impact. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Iwan, which was really great ideas on factors that increase the natural disaster.
Thank you.
How about you, Mr. Simon? Do you have another factor that you think should be most serious the natural disaster?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. The nature also caused by natural events that occur in the bowel of the earth itself. For example, natural disaster such as tsunami that often occur every year, especially in areas such as in Pacific Rim, on the fire in Indonesia, Japan, and Philippines. If we examine the scientific tsunami, earthquake, or the form of tremor is caused by friction or the form. If we examine the scientific tsunami, earthquake, or the form of tremor is caused by friction between two tectonic plates that move suddenly. For example, an earthquake in the Indian Ocean. Following the earthquake, this is among the dreaded natural disaster because its arrival was sudden and could mess up the whole area in its face. This is evident by the Aceh tsunami that occurred on 26 December 2004. This event have continued to inhibit the activity of the population Aceh. Next, natural disaster can also contaminate the environment when the phenomena of flooding, sewage, and toxic and animal carcasses will float along the water flow. Water pollution that will affect the life of person.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of our room. Thank you, Doctor. It was great opinion that us think made the decision on this factor that increase the natural disaster. At the present that life at Earth, we need to take a very good care of our Earth. In conclusion, natural disaster give a bad dream and that appear to the people or the institution of the state itself up to the government to declare a state of emergency of the country. Natural disaster sometimes come united, and for that we must be careful again, and for of change that can lead to the destruction of statement, loss of life, and so on. However, natural disaster are actually also caused by human activity itself. Therefore, we ourselves human begin need to change attitude that can lead to the occurrence of natural disaster. Any form of precaution should be taken and implemented in advance of the variant of disaster, so that we can avoid even who increase in surface. Till then, a very good day, and thank you.
Ada, dia kan dia. Ini sambung, aku sambung. Dalam tekan relax. Ah, baca. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking your time on your corner. We are here to the listen hall. On factor and influence. Siapa jawab? Jawab. Ada apa sih? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention, your time on your corner. We are here to listen for a few opinions on factor and material success. The report related lama-lama lagi. Ada masak. Jadi dia temu semua tu apa? Kamu alai yang bertanya. Boleh.
Out.